corner or in the thick of the action depending on their role. Roles are a more precise division than types. It's like a wizard can throw fireballs, or be a healer, or a necromancer. 3 mages play completely different roles in battle. The same goes for vehicles. Sniper and assault tank destroyers are designed for completely different actions on the battlefield. Don't rush to the front line in a sniper TD, and don't stand behind everyone in an assault TD, even though the vehicle type is the same. We won't cover every role here since their names speak for themselves. Just know that tanks within one vehicle type can play differently. What exactly should you research? What types, roles, and branches suit newcomers best of all? Generally speaking, any. But it's probably best to choose breakthrough heavy tanks or assault heavy tanks as your first branch. They forgive your mistakes and, most importantly, help you to get to grips with the gameplay basics. Heavy tanks are the skeleton that the teams and the whole battle are built around. That doesn't mean other types and roles are worse. You can always start with medium tanks or tank destroyers, but it'll be easier to learn the ropes playing in the IS-4, IS-7, E100, or 60 TP. To purchase a tank, you need to research it using XP accumulated in the previous vehicle in the branch. Then purchase it for credits and recruit a crew if you need to. Don't recruit a new crew for each tank. It's usually enough to retain your crew from the previous tank to the next one. The next step is module research. Players call vehicles stock and top. Pretty much any vehicle only reaches its full potential when it's top, meaning all its modules are researched. Players often research a new gun first of all, and then everything else. There are many ways to accelerate your research of a vehicle branch. Blueprints provide you a big discount on research. For free XP, you can research modules or even a new tank. Premium account and personal reserves will help you earn XP and credits faster. Joining a good clan that activates clan reserves often will also help. Missions and Battle Pass will allow you to earn a lot of useful resources. Sometimes you can also go to your depot and sell vehicles, modules, or shells you don't need. Premium vehicles will come in handy for earning credits for purchasing vehicles, equipment, and other things. You receive them in top state. You can assign any crew from a vehicle of the same nation and type to a premium vehicle without any penalties to perk efficiency. Premium vehicles are always available for purchase for gold or money, but there are several ways to get them for free. First, Battle Pass seasons sometimes feature an additional chapter. Secondly, the Bond Shop also offers premium vehicles, among other things. Bonds are a currency that you can't buy. You need to earn them. They are earned in random battles with Tier 10s and Tier 9 premium vehicles and as rewards from battle passes, special events, and more. Don't confuse premium vehicles with reward vehicles. The latter also don't require module research, and the crews can be reassigned to them without penalties, but they don't have an increased credit and XP earning rate either. So we've chosen a branch and purchased a tank. How do you equip it for battle? There are 2 classic consumable sets. The first is cheaper, small repair kit and first aid kit, and a fire extinguisher. The second set is for playing for result. Large repair kit, first aid kit, and a food consumable for the crew. Most tanks are most effective with this set. If you're looking for an alternative to a food consumable, consider any type of fuel. It will improve engine power and traverse speed. Your equipment selection depends on the type and specific vehicle. Improved hardening is almost a must-have for heavy tanks. Turbocharger is useful for all vehicles, but especially for medium tanks. Coated optics helps light tanks the most. And almost all tanks with cyclic loading can't do without gun rammer. The optimal loadout can change from one vehicle to another. Crew perks also depend on one vehicle type, but to a lesser extent. For example, Brothers in Arms and Repairs are useful for all tanks in the game, while Concealment shouldn't be trained first for many vehicles. field modification is additional tuning for an elite vehicle that has all its modules and next vehicles in the branch researched. But the key isn't just equipping your vehicle correctly, it's mastering how to play it. Focus on your tank's type and role. In a heavy tank, position yourself on the front line. Learn how to absorb damage and trade shots efficiently. Be where your team needs you. Play your role, play smart, and watch how your skills naturally improve. That's it for today. See you soon.
Greetings, tankers! Many different situations occur on the World of Tanks battlefields, as each player thinks and plays differently. This allows for endless possibilities in the flow of a battle. It seems impossible to come up with the correct decisions for every situation possible, and that's true, but only to some extent. You can learn how to read the situation on the map correctly and then take decisions that are more likely to lead to victory. This is where knowledge of the main principles of team play can help. The parameters for winning in random battles are well known to players. Destroy all enemy vehicles or capture the enemy base. Using your understanding of a tank's characteristics and capabilities, the lineup of your team and where they are likely to go, and the multitude of situations that can occur on a variety of maps is called strategy. Tactics are a precise order of actions made by a player and their allies during a battle. These decisions are made by evaluating the situation and then responding to potential threats created by the movement of players on your team and the enemies, based on your vehicle's role. Here we can see some examples of game tactics on different maps. They show how well players understand routes of movement and firing lines from either side. Here we can see players optimizing their capabilities with an understanding of their tank's characteristics and map terrain. And here we can also see how the mechanics of view range and concealment, firepower and armor effectiveness, vehicle mobility and map terrain, team hit points and player psychology can affect the course of a battle. This may look overwhelming at first, but let's break it down for you right now. Any battle can be divided into 3 distinct stages: the start of the match, the main battle, and the end of the match. During the starting stage, players drive to positions where their tanks tend to excel in performance. The choice of position depends on the vehicle characteristics, map features that benefit the tank, and the team lineup for both teams. On the basic level of understanding tactics, a player should learn to select the right position for their vehicle. It should allow for spotting the enemy or firing at them depending on your vehicle role, while still protecting your vehicle to ensure a positive trade in hit points. There are many positions on a map. For your convenience, we're going to divide them into 3 fronts. The first goes right through the center of the map. It's where the most heated clashes between assault and versatile vehicles with good armor and lots of hit points take place. Look for the buildings, the embankments, the embrasures, and the large rocks. These terrain features help limit the exposure of weak spots, making it more difficult for enemies to penetrate your armor. Of course, it also helps if it provides you with protection from artillery, especially if you're in a prolonged engagement. The second line is for the support vehicles with accurate guns but lower survivability. Bushes, felled trees, and foliage will help these vehicles remain concealed while also causing damage to the opposition. And the third line is for base defense and where you will find positions for artillery. At the start of the battle, SPGs should position themselves away from danger so they can spend the rest of the battle in safety while still causing damage to the opponents. Areas with lots of open space and irregular terrain are usually where you will find the most maneuverable tanks in fast-paced, dynamic skirmishes or attempting to scout for their allies. Hills, ridges, and uneven areas are where tanks with good gun depression are most effective, regardless of their role. This may seem straightforward at first, but there is more to choosing a position that increases your chance of victory. So let's delve a bit deeper. Decisions should not just be made on a vehicle's roll, as each map has a few key positions which influence or define the outcome of a battle. Experienced and skilled players will find and use them, therefore, you will usually find the most intense fighting there. Understanding what makes these positions key is how you will learn to find more positions for yourself and how to use them to your advantage. Here are several characteristics of key positions. Firstly, the location should allow for spotting the movement and positions of enemies. The position should protect vehicles well with concealment, map terrain, or indestructible objects. The position allows for providing crossfire support to allies, and alternatively, the position allows the allies to fire at the enemy with ease. High ground or elevated terrain allows for line of sight and line of fire across a large, significant area of the map. The position provides the option to continue attacking with relative ease after gaining an advantage. And if you give the position to the enemy, they will have the opportunity to crossfire your team or maneuver to your disadvantage. The more of these aspects a position has, the more important and critical it is that your team controls it. Identifying and controlling these positions becomes easier as you gain more experience. A fundamental rule in World of Tanks is 2 guns are better than 1. That's why during tournaments, global maps, and competitive gameplay, you will see tactics that focus on concentrated attacks, outnumbering the opponents, and removing the low hit point tanks rapidly to gain a firepower and hit point advantage. But do you think this rule applies in random battles? It's important to understand that the positions on the map are not just there for scenery. They are interconnected with the opportunity to spot and damage an enemy from multiple lines of fire. Knowledge of these lines of fire allow you to